Yeah, so this booklet's now been coming out for 15 years. So there's a lot of information that's been put in and updated over those 15 years. So it's a great booklet, and thank you to all those that assisted in putting it together. So we go through, talk about the different types of hay that are possible that you can make. And in there, we then discuss the cutting, the heights that you cut, the cutting period when you're cutting, how it's cut, how far off the ground you are. Also, with the actual cutting of the height on the cereal hay, the coming up about that bottle height is helps with the feed test results also. The timing of the cutting, so you want it so that it's there on the cereal hay again, that it's out of the boot stage and at full flower to maximise your yields. But we like to see it before seeding. This helps again improve the feed test results, but also at least it has less attractant to the mice when it's stored in the sheds. We go on to then the raking side of things. The less raking, the best, but make those lovely big windrows, make them into a bit of a thatched roof type situation so that if you do get any rain on it, the rain runs off and causes less damage to what the product is. It also, again, as I say, you keep it up off the ground so that the breeze and the wind can get underneath that, and it helps it cure in a shorter period. Don't rush the baling. So make sure it's ready to go, because if you do start too early, there's nothing you can do to fix it, really. Wait till it's really right in the actual windrow. And we discuss this in the booklet. We give you a number of ways to actually test to make sure that that curing process has gone through the different types of moisture there are. You've got your stem moisture, which is due to your curing, and you've also got the atmospheric moisture, which, and to know the difference, understand the difference and what you're trying to do with those. The bale integrity, so make a good solid bale so that it stacks well. The more weight and the stronger those bales are, the less work there is in the paddock for you to get them off the paddock and stacked in the shed. They'll stack better. Know the paddock, and if there are areas in the paddock with different weed issues or different issues in moistures, keep these separate if possible, so that you don't want them downgrading or even causing issues in the shed of the quality hay if you've got a few bales that don't match that consistency. Avoid oversized bales. So if we do have a situation where we have high sugars, that can make a difficult baling period where it gets gummed up in the actual baler. So that can cause your bales to exceed their length and everything like that, which again then goes to issues with trucking and carting and putting it in your shed, storing it in your shed, and also the safety issues of potential bales falling over. Monitor the bale moistures in the paddock. Note the high moisture bales stacking separately when you're moving them to the shed. Bales from the headlands may have higher moisture levels. Also, where there are weed issues, if you've got some broadleaf weeds in there, they could cause hot spots or whatever within those bales. So keep them separate where possible. Even if you have the opportunity, either stack them totally separate and monitor closely in the shed, or leave them outside for a little while to monitor them out there so you're not having shed fires. There's an article in the actual booklet on the inoculants and preservatives, the advantages of using these with cereal hay with those slightly higher moisture bales. Apply it across the lot. The other thing is I like those products being used for vetch and also for lucerne. They help retain better leaf and get them in the bale and make a better quality product. With your sheds, get your sheds ready. Tidy up inside and out. Fix any leaks or poor drainage, as these can cause fires too. You can put beautiful hay in a shed, and if you've got a leak in the roof and it drops down onto those bales, that can cause issues. Ground preparation, make sure there's no moisture coming into this side of the shed or the back of the shed. That can cause bales to fall over. Again, can cause fires, downgrading of your hay. You can put a bit of residual straw or hay on the floor to stack bales on. That helps. Plastic is good, but just make sure that the plastic isn't exceeding the outside the shed and letting water, come in on top of that plastic and go in underneath the bales. Loose rocks and anything like that from the hard floors. If you've got hard gravel floors, just make sure that they're taken off. We don't want those rocks on those bottom bales and then causing issues with the buyer. If we do have stacked outside, the round bales don't stack on top of each other because that cannot just cause issues with damage onto those bales. Or if you've got large square bales, to stack them individual or 6 high if possible, or even higher, and also just in single rows. So and we, outside, if you've got tarps that you can put on or hay caps, we advise that get those to use those too. The other thing is, as Alex said earlier on, road access. Hay needs to move if possible all year round. And if we've got a buyer who's in a situation where, you can get sometimes a premium if you've got all weather access for some hay.